What's up, my geeks? Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine, Think Magazine, Put in Geeky. You got me, CES 2025, and my content is done. I'm good. I'm ready to go and head to the plane and head out of here. It's been a whirlwind of week, but it's been an awesome week, and I just was really excited. Lots of great stuff here at CES. Really excited on the content that I got. I'm really excited about the stuff that I've seen for this coming year, 2025. All started on Sunday. I had a small little delay in my flight. Got in a little bit late, but I got to go to what's called CES Unveil. This is a pre-event. This is where a lot of the companies that pretty much have won innovation awards or are part of that system are showing off their products. And we saw some really cool products, from skateboards that you can put skis on to projectors to, oh gosh, there's a whole bunch of stuff. The little holographic personal assistants and guitars and a whole bunch of stuff like that. So we started out that way, and then Monday was the whirlwind of press invites. So we found out about all these major companies and giving their press conference information so people can get things out. And then that evening was one of the first events. It's actually a side event. It's called PepCon. And basically, it's just like CES Unveiled, except it can be a whole bunch of companies. Some of the companies aren't even exhibiting at CES. They're exhibiting. They're just exhibiting at that event. So we got to find out some new products from other companies. We talked with HP. We talked with Lenovo. We talked with Roborock. And some of those videos you're actually seeing out now. And that's because of the magic that I've been doing with the system. You can't see the system right now, but it is, and I've shown you this in pictures over on Geekazine, over on Facebook.com/Geekazine. It's basically a multi-switching rig, so I can do two cameras at once. So I get the shot all at once. I get it back to the hotel, and then I do some basic mixing, and then get it out to you guys. So we got about 6 videos up there now. I get about 35 videos total, and I'm not done yet. I still got an hour or two left, but I wanted to get this out before the end of the show and get it out live to you guys. So that is what's happening there. Tuesday, the show started, and I started at the Las Vegas Convention Center, which was interesting, and I'm really glad that I started out there. And the reason why is because how do I say this in the right way? It was good, but it wasn't spectacular. It was always over the top. You go to Central Hall and you see these big booths, and you still saw like Samsung, LG, TCL. They had big displays. And you walked in and you got to see all their lines of appliances and phones and TVs and all that other stuff. And that's Sean McGuire that's passing right by me right now. But the whole point is that you saw some of the big activations. Sony's there, but that was kind of it. In the front we had the gaming stuff, and in the back we saw Arcade 1-Up, we saw Stern Pinball, and that. We went to the back. There's a bunch of companies. You get 1 or 2 interviews from there, and that was all well and good. You get to the big boys. You see the fun little things like. LG had this, they were talking about their transparent monitors, so had this display in the middle that was turning around panes of glass. It was really interesting. If you look on my shorts, you'll see that and a lot more from there. But then, so the show was okay when it came to the Central Hall. South Hall was all basically resellers. So they come from Shenzhen, China, and other areas, and they don't really have brand names. In fact, they have products that if you didn't buy the brand, you'd buy the off-brand, and these would be the off-brand. They'd look for people that would buy it in bulk so they could sell it on their own, like webcams and podcast microphones, arms, and things like that. So all this stuff you can get through there, which is great, but a lot of people, you don't normally see this. But it's fun to walk through because you kind of see what they're working on and what you could be seeing in the future for cameras, for audio, for TVs, for VR, whatever, and yeah, have a lot of fun. So that was just basically a walkthrough. Usually, those booths are in the back of the North Hall and at the West Gate. And of course, they moved around, but they stayed pretty much at the Las Vegas Convention Center. They took up the South Halls, which was open for the first time since last year, because last year they were going through all the construction. I think it was last year, maybe it was the year before. The whole point is all the halls in Las Vegas Convention Center were open. So I went to Central and got some of the content there. Went to North Hall. North Hall had a lot of EV stuff, like EV bikes, EV scooters, and things like that. Just little powered gears and gizmos and whatnots. And not as much as audio and car audio that we were used to that North Hall would normally be. I thought that would all get moved to the West Hall, which is the brand new hall at the Las Vegas Convention Center. This is technically where a lot of the auto was, but a lot of the auto was more of the point of EV technology. And they also had other things like aeronautic technology. We saw the car that the propellers come out of it, and then it turns into a flying machine. And we saw a few different EVs that were sponsored by AWS or anything like that. But we didn't see any of the major car companies here. I didn't see a Ford activation. I didn't see a Chevy activation. Maybe it wasn't there. Maybe it was. If it was, please let me know in the comments below, because I didn't see it. But we did see some EVs. I talked to a couple companies about charging technologies and going into the next form of AI in vehicle technology. So had some great conversations there. But that was pretty much a one-day excursion. The other 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday, I spent here for the most part. But before we get to that evening was a show called Showstoppers, which once again, like Pepcom and CES unveiled, is a breakout of CES. Now the best part about these is the tables are close next to each other. So you can go from one product to the next product to the next product. You can get a lot of videos. And a lot of the videos that I produced, you'll see from either CES Unveiled, Pepcom, or Showstoppers. And they're great events, and I thank all of those people for putting on those events, because if I'd have to find these companies out here, I might not get to all of them. Whereas I got a good 10, 15 interviews in one of those, just each of those shows. So, came over here and I checked out the Lenovo activation. We spent a lot of time with Lenovo. We took a look at that new rolling laptop where the screen rolls up and down. That was amazing. We took a look at the new Yoga notebook. We took a look at the gaming systems that Lenovo had. That's a video that's coming down really, really soon. Then I came into here and I had some scheduled interviews with companies like Yarbo, with companies like Reolink. Reolink does security cameras. Yarbo does lawn care and now winter care. So it's basically a robot that you can attach a mower to, cut the grass, attach a snow part to it, and it'll blow the walk. And it also has like a leaf blower and all that other stuff. So we did some interviews like that. A third one from Tuya, Tuya, which also is cameras and things like that. And then came back here. It's Thursday now. Wednesday night, I actually did some judging for my friends over at Korea and Aving for a Seoul contest, a contest from Seoul, which they brought in the top companies that are here at CES, and they pitched their ideas, and we judged on those pitches, and we awarded the third place, second place, and of course the grand prize. Had a great night there, and then of course today I've been in the Venetian doing all these interviews with a lot of companies. I went, gosh, I can't even think of half the companies that I just interviewed. New stuff. Went downstairs to Eureka Park. Eureka Park was smaller than years past, but still had some great stuff. I talked to a company that was making basically a device that could run Debian that was the size of a phone, that you could use it for as a phone. You could use it as a device that will do some measuring, do some testing, create your own products. It came with an attachment that you could put on that was a breadboard. So if you were doing some sort of STEM stuff, then you can use that to help you with things like that. I saw a device that turned air into water and drank some of it. In fact, it's sitting right here in this flask right here from Cumulus. And so I am drinking Las Vegas air water right here from the Cumulus. This is pretty tasty too. In fact, I had bubbler water after I had this stuff. This stuff tastes a lot better than that stuff. So anyway, there we go. Boing. So did a few more interviews, and now we are here, right now, doing the final wrap-up of CES 2025. And here are my final thoughts for CES 25. First of all, I think AI is at a stagnant point. There were innovations, and a lot of people said, yeah, it came with AI. Samsung, their bespoke line of appliances now have AI in them. So you can go to the refrigerator and ask the refrigerator what needs to be used up, and then ask for recipes, and then say, okay, tell the stove to turn on so you can start making those recipes, which is really cool. You'll see that in a video that's coming out very shortly. But as a whole, AI is right now at that point where people are really understanding of what ChatGPT is, what some of the other AIs are, and they're really doing the experimentation. So we haven't seen anybody kind of bump it to the next level. And that's what I was hoping for, but I think we're still a year or two before that would actually start to happen. People wrapping their brains around the AI and finding ways to make it into something that we don't expect it to be. And I'm really excited about that, but that didn't happen right here. Another thing that I noticed, a lot of car EV that was happening. I know Honda had I think it was Honda. Yeah, Honda had an activation. I was trying to think if it was Honda or Hyundai. But anyway, Honda had an activation. Some new cars. Took a couple pictures there. Looking good, great concept cars. But we'll see if they come to fruition down the road, because right now they're just concept cars. So we saw that. We saw EV technology, and once again, EV technology is actually starting to grow up. I did see one company that was working with AI and EV technology to make the batteries smarter. So you could, instead of 300 miles to a charge, you could get 400 to 500 miles to a charge, or maybe more. So talk to them, really cool stuff from there. But on that same token, I think this is a plateau year for EV technology, and that's okay. You need to kind of have a breath before you move to the next level. I did hear from some companies that are working with the cells, being able to reduce the cells, so you have less battery in a car. But I always find if you shrink the battery in half, you end up putting a second battery in, and then you're right back to where you are. You get more mileage on there, but you have to worry about working on the battery technology to support it. So for that, it was great. Exoskeletons seemed to take a front seat in CES this year. I saw a few companies that had some exoskeletons. You strap something to your waist and your legs, and then you go and lift boxes. So this technology, which we started to see back in about 2021, and actually even earlier, but about 2021, when it's really started to show consumer ability to it, that's where more companies are starting to come into. Some other technologies, of course, camera technologies, lighting technologies. More companies that have LED lights and security and cameras, and they're really starting to bundle this all into one with an app and a lot more. So I saw a lot of that. In the healthcare, I didn't get to see too much of the healthcare, but I did see a lot of cool ideas on healthcare. Like, for instance, nebulizers. I saw some of those that did a lot of tracking. Put the apps into there so you can understand what's going on when you breathe into this thing, when you're wearing the watch, when you're doing things. Speaking of watches, I did catch the something Shark. I can't remember, Roto Shark or something like that. It was basically a watch with a set of earbuds inside. So you push it in, earbuds pop out, you put them in your ear, you listen, and then you can put it right back. It's a little bit big for a watch, but it's a great concept. And I understand why it's got to be so big, because it has to fit the earbuds in there. So other than that, gosh, I saw some massage chairs. There was actually a massage chair couch, which they said that was the first of their kind. So I had to try that out. Needed to get the shiatsu, and a lot more. So all in all, this CES 2025, I think was on a kind of, let's call it a rebuilding year, because some of the halls were a little bit smaller. Some of the technology was kind of at a plateau level at this point, and we didn't see some of the big names. Even in Central Hall, there were some of the big names that were missing. We saw Sony. I don't remember seeing Canon here. Canon's usually here. We saw TCL. I saw LG. I saw Samsung. But a couple of the other phones, a couple of the other monitor companies were kind of missing from there. So that was really interesting. So I think we're on a rebuilding path, a plateau path, trying to figure out, because the car companies, I'm guessing that they all reeled back to say, okay, well, yeah, we're going to release cars, but we want to come back when it takes that next level into the EV realm. And that's just purely a guess. If you've got your own opinions, definitely let me know in the comments below what you think is going on in that area. So, like I said, we're here at the Venetian. Let's take a look at the Venetian really quick. You can kind of see what's going on. We're here by Ergo Sportive booth, where they're showing off smart beds and smart technology like that. We're at the corner of the Venetian, so a lot of people hanging out. The crowds have been pretty decent. I think we got a good number for CES this year, so that's pretty exciting. But lots of content you might be seeing out there through different channels. I know my friend Lon was here from Lon TV. I know Eric was here from I can't think of his channel. Anyway, I'll think of it later. Of course, the Tech Podcast crew, the group that I used to work with, they're doing their live stream over in the corner. My friends over at Aving in Korea. Korea has a big presence downstairs and in Las Vegas Convention Center. So some cool technologies from there. They were doing some live recording as well. So they're doing it right now, just about 100 yards away from me. And so I met up with a whole bunch of people that I know from these shows, that we've interacted, and a lot more. So it was definitely well worth the trip out here. And if you are a content creator thinking about coming to CES, you definitely should. In fact, next year I think I'm going to be bringing a couple of people with me, because even though this rig, this is an awesome rig, don't get me wrong. I love the fact that I can do this whole split screen thing, better than this. But being able to show like this part over here while I'm talking right here, being able to do this all in real time has been a game changer. So I go back to the hotel, I do a little bit of adjustments, and then I post the video. And then you guys see that. This one's coming live, so there's no bells and whistles, no music. You probably hear them clapping in the background. That's okay, because that's what the live event is all about. So anyway, I think that does it for me. Had a lot of great stuff. I think we're in a plateau year. I'm hoping that next year we're going to grow. I see some people that I talked to yesterday that are waving at me. So I'm waving back because they don't know I'm talking to a camera right now. And, that's how it works. So, but anyway, I'm going to let it go from here. What are your thoughts of CES 2025? Did I miss any of the companies? Let me know in the comments below over at Geekazine.com, youtube.com/Geekazine, where you can like, subscribe, comment, bell notifications so you know when the next video from Geekazine is out, and so I can get my wings. Bell gets wings. I want wings. Somebody give me wings. And no Red Bull. Well, maybe a Red Bull. I don't know. I could use a Red Bull. Maybe I don't need a Red Bull. You judge and let me know in the comments below. All right. That does it for me. That does it for me at CES. Next big event I do not have on the books just yet. But if you want me to come to your event, your conference, if you want me to represent your company, you can definitely do that. And yeah, definitely. Let's do that again. You can definitely do that just by contacting me over at Geekazine. There's a contact page, or just email me at geekazine@gmail.com. I'd like to thank all the companies that that mini sponsored me. Some of these companies that I did interviews for, they helped me get to Vegas by paying for my hotel, by paying for my flight, and things like that. So I'd like to thank all those companies. You'll see them as sponsored videos when they come out. So that does it for me. My lips are parched. I think I need some air water. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to let you guys go. And I'm going to drink some of this. It's actually pretty delicious. Oh, yeah. Very good. Very good. So, my name is Jeffrey Powers. Thanks a lot for watching. If this is the first time you've come to the channel, thank you very much. Please let me know in the comments below. Till next time, you guys geek out. And we'll see you at CES 2026. But we'll see you on Geekazine before that. Because I have a ton of reviews that I'm going to be doing before I take a small vacation and then get to the next event, get to the next stuff here. And of course, some new stuff that's also going to be coming in 2025. Geek out and see you next time. Take care.